Hi, my name is En-Ming Hsu. I'm a pastry chef, and today we're going to make the classic chocolate truffle. If you haven't made truffles before, this is the perfect recipe to get started.
Enchanté.
I'm going to start first with chopping some chocolate. So the chocolate that you choose is entirely up to you. I am using a 61% chocolate, so I'm just doing a rough chop just to get them into smaller pieces. We're ready to make our filling. So this is a ganache filling. That means that we're going to be mixing cream and chocolate together. For this recipe, I've decided to use raspberry as a flavor. So I'm going to be adding raspberry jam and raspberry flavor to the recipe. We're going to start first with boiling our cream, adding it to the chocolate. We'll wait just a little bit to help the chocolate start melting, and then we're going to whisk everything together. And just whisk it from the center gently, and then work my way outwards with the whisk. Then you'll see everything come together nice and smooth. So this goes to the refrigerator for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on the temperature. The other thing that you can do is leave it out at room temperature overnight until you can feel that it's firmed up and you can scoop it. So we have a mix that's ready to go. This has already rested, and with this batch, I divided it in half so I can show you 2 ways to scoop. So the first is with a 1 teaspoon scoop, which is very handy to use. So this will give you just the right size for your truffle. So this is the alternative way to portion out your truffle mix. I find this the easier way. I have a 1/2 inch plain pastry tip, and the mix is already fitted into the bag. So I'll just pipe little spheres onto the tray. I'm going to finish piping out the truffle mix. Then I'll put the tray in the refrigerator for maybe about half an hour, and that will firm up the filling so we can roll the truffles round. Okay, so our truffles have been refrigerating for about 30 minutes, so they're firm enough for me to work with. Your truffles don't need to be perfect. Truffles originally are supposed to be candies that look like the truffles that come out of the ground. So they're very irregular, but just a little bit of shaping will make the next step easier. And the next step is coating with chocolate. So I'm just gonna take these up and then just give a little pinch. Because they are soft, if you, rather than rolling them in your hands, pinching them makes it a little bit easier to work with, especially if you have hot hands. Hot hands are always really difficult for truffles and chocolate work, but just work fast, refrigerate again if you need to, and then continue. Our fillings are rounded, ready to go. We're going to do a coating in melted chocolate. So I've just taken some of the semi-sweet chocolate, put it in the microwave. The microwave is always the easiest way to melt the chocolate. So I just give it about 30 seconds, stir it, and then another 30 seconds after, and always stirring in between each shot in the microwave. Now the filling has set just maybe about 10 minutes or so, so they're not ice cold from the fridge. That's important if I don't want the chocolate that I coat with to crack after it sets. So this is an example of what the cracked coating looks like. When I'm making truffles by myself, I always try to keep everything very clean so I can manage the process on my own. So that means in my coating, I'm going to dip 2 fingers into the chocolate, put the truffle in my hand, and roll the truffle on my palm with my 2 fingers, and then I'm going to just transfer it over to my tray and let it set. And you just want thin layer of chocolate evenly coating the truffle. Here are a couple of fun options that you can do if you'd like to garnish your truffles. You can do sugar sprinkles, you can do chopped nuts. I have some crushed peppermint here. These are fun decorating ideas. So I roll in the melted chocolate and then coat in the candy And with my clean fingers, I can take the candy right out and put it onto my tray. So now for our truffles, we are going to do the cocoa powder, and the process is exactly the same. 2 fingers into the palm of my hand, and now into the cocoa powder, pick it up, put it onto the tray, and leave it alone. So the truffles have rested now overnight. Overnight is always good because then your chocolate really gets a chance to set up and you don't risk breaking your candies. So I'm going to do a very traditional finish here. I'm going to take the truffles, put them into a sifter, and sift off that excess cocoa. So we don't see this that much anymore, but it's a beautiful, fast way to finish your truffles. So I hope you enjoyed this truffle class. We did some great examples of some fun candies that are perfect for your gift giving. Who doesn't love to have a nice box of chocolate? And I hope that you see that it's really very easy to make candies quickly and have something really delicious to treat your friends to.